going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Giants video. As always, thank you so much for clicking on the video. I really do appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. That always helps out the video. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. It's all free and easy to do. Tons of Giants content. Talking Giants probably tomorrow. I got to talk to Chris. I'm not sure when we're doing that, but obviously we'll go over the Dallas game. Look forward to Chicago, but we'll have tons of Giants content on this channel all year long. So join the fun, man. We have a lot of fun on this channel with the Giants stuff. Lakers starting very soon. Yankee playoff baseball, all that good stuff. I know some people are saying, Laker basketball, how are you a Laker fan? I'm not a Laker fan. I am a Knicks fan, but I stream Laker games. I've done it this will be my 5th year because I have a wife and son. I work a full-time job, and 10 o'clock games make it easy for me to stream the NBA, and that's why we do the Lakers. But anyway, Boomer Esiason came out yesterday, I believe, and said that the New York Giants could or should trade Saquon Barkley to the Buffalo Bills. How does that grab you, Giants fans? I'll ask your opinion. Leave your comments down below. Do you think that the New York Giants should trade Saquon Barkley to Buffalo or any other team? Or do you think that they should hold on to him? What do you guys and girls think? Because I'm going to tell you what I think. It's not as crazy as it seems. It really isn't. And I'm going to tell you why. First and foremost, I actually made a video like this. Well, I made a video with that thought back in 2020 when he was injured. And we went into Seattle with Colt McCoy and were able to run for, I believe, 190 yards. Wayne Gallman led the way. And we won an ugly game in Seattle. And I said to myself, well, I mean, I'm like, if we could run with Wayne Gallman, do we really need Saquon? If you could get good trade value for Saquon Barkley, why wouldn't you consider it? You really don't build a team around a running back. So Saquon Barkley has been absolutely amazing this season. He looks like the old Saquon. He's averaging 6 yards a carry. He is definitely by far the only reason to really watch this offense. There's no other reason to watch it. I mean, if you want to watch Daniel Jones run for his life, I mean, that's another reason to watch. That poor kid has no chance. But Saquon Barkley obviously is our one explosive player on offense. So he's obviously a lot of fun to watch. I'm so glad he's having a good year. He's a good kid. He's dealt with a lot of injuries, and he certainly deserves it. But the reason, like, you would consider this, I guess, is this. It would really depend on what Joe Shoen and Brian Daboll, Brandon Brown, the brain trust and the New York Giants plan on doing with Saquon Barkley. To me, if they're going to let him walk and you can get something better than a compensatory pick as far as trade value goes, it does make sense to trade him. We're not winning a Super Bowl, okay? We're 2-1, and I'm happy we're 2-1, but we're a long ways away from winning a Super Bowl. I think that was pretty evident on Monday night with what Dallas was able to do to us. Okay, yes, we battled, we clawed, we scrapped, we were in that game, and I like the Giants' resolve a lot. I really do. But this is kind of goes back to what happened with Odell Beckham, where there's just so many holes in this team, and we're going to have some cap space next year. Do you really want to give a ton of cap space to Saquon Barkley, who unfortunately has dealt with a lot of injuries, and he is healthy this year, and you always have to be weary of players in contract years. Kenny Galladay, right? You always got to be weary of those guys, Leonard Williams. You always have to be weary of the guys. I'm just using Giants as an example. That got big-time paychecks because they had really good years in their free agent season. Maybe not Galladay so much. He dealt with a lot of injuries and missed a lot of time, but you get my drift. Usually players will have they have incentive to have a big year. I'm not saying Saquon Barkley dogs it or anything, but players always seem to have really big years, their free agent year. So this is the thing. Do you commit a lot of years and a lot of money to Saquon Barkley? Do you try to play him under the franchise tag? Or do you try to give him maybe a 2-year, $20 million deal? Would Saquon play for that if he had a big year? See, I don't think so. Saquon's going to want his money if he has a big year, and I don't blame Saquon. Running backs have a very short lifespan in the NFL. They really have one big contract because usually a running back's prime is when he's drafted until about the time he's 28, 29, they start to slow down. You get that contract when you're 26, That's going to be your one massive contract as running back. You're not going to get a really big contract when you're 32. That's just not going to happen. Other positions, you can have extended, careers in the NFL. Running backs usually have some of the shortest careers because, again, they usually wear down pretty quickly. So a lot of this depends on what Shane and Daboll do. If the Giants traded Saquon Barkley, I would miss him. I love Saquon. He's one of my favorite Giants. But at the same time, again, I have to trust what these guys are doing. And if the price was right, they might actually consider it. So Boomer Esiason, why I haven't seen anybody else do videos on this, or I've really looked at anybody else's takes. And I know when somebody is hearing my take, they're probably like, Baddog, you're freaking crazy. How can you trade Saquon Barkley? What's wrong with you? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I'm not going to get that. I understand that. And it's not because I don't love Saquon. I do. But I try to look at where the future of this team goes. Do you build? We have so many holes, right? We have the interior offensive line's terrible. We have no number one wide receiver. Big time question mark at quarterback. Who's going to be our quarterback next year? Our secondary is thin. Our linebackers aren't really any good either. Our inside linebackers are terrible. Just look at Tate Crowder. He's horrible. He misses 30% of his tackles, I read somewhere on Twitter, right? So we have a lot of holes. Do you want to take a lot of the cap space that we're going to have available and give it to Saquon Barkley? Or do you want to try to fill out other spots in this roster that may not cost as much and kind of spread around the love? It's really going to depend on what Shane and Daboll do. But my point of this is it's not as crazy as it seems. And it's because we're in such a bad predicament. If we were where the Eagles are, say, or the Rams, or, a powerhouse team, the Bills, which is where Boomer Esiason said that the Giants should look to trade him. Can you imagine Saquon Barkley on the Bills? There was people on Twitter saying they should trade Barkley because the kid deserves to be on a better team. Can you imagine Saquon on the Bills? But it would be different if we were in that situation where the rest of the team is really good and we could afford to keep the running back, because you don't build a team around a running back. You just don't. Just like people got mad that we drafted him second overall because you're like, you don't take us running back second overall, even if it is Saquon Barkley. And again, he's an explosive, electric guy when he's healthy. Really good kid, very hard worker. You never hear a bad thing about Saquon Barkley personality-wise. So you root for guys like that. There's no question about it. But this isn't so much because he's no good or because the Giants shouldn't keep him. It's because the Giants are in such a bad spot. It's kind of like when they had to get rid of Zeitler and they had to get rid of Bradbury because they got strapped for cash. And again, next year we'll have some more. I think it's like 50 to 55 million. And then, of course, you can restructure contracts. You can cut people. Kenny Galladay's going. I can't see Kenny Galladay coming back here. But again, I don't think this is as crazy as it may seem initially. I know he's a fan favorite. I know Odell Beckham was a fan favorite too. And I know that we let Odell Beckham go and we've been terrible since. And at the same time, we had one good year when Odell Beckham was here. So again, this is why these guys get paid what they do. We can sit here and be armchair quarterbacks, armchair GMs, Madden GMs, whatever you want. There's a reason that I do videos on YouTube. There's a reason people comment on Twitter, and there's a reason people comment on social media about things. And there's a reason that Joe Shoen and Brian Daboll have the positions they do. That's why they have it and we don't. They know better than us. I'm going to say they know better than us. Well, I still don't think that Dave Gettleman knew better than us. I don't know how the hell Dave Gettleman got his. He must have known something at some point to get that position. He knew somebody, but you get my point, man. We have to trust in these guys. Do I want to trade Saquon again? I wouldn't want to. I mean, I like him, but if it betters the team in the future, if it's something that makes us a better team, again, as much as I love the players on this team, and I definitely have my favorites, if it means the team will be better, I'm a team guy first. So again, it'll be a very interesting decision if they can get Saquon for a couple years and then he could still get a big contract when he's 27. If he would take the discount, if he would take a couple years. And again, with the injury problems that Saquon's had, if he has a big year and somebody's going to give him 5 years, $90 million, the kid's got to take it. And you could never get mad at him for taking it. But if it's a Giants fan, do you want to give him 5 years, $90 million and, continue your rebuild looking for a quarterback, not improving the guys in front of the quarterback, but improving the guy behind the quarterback? Or, I mean, keeping the guy behind the quarterback. Is that what you want to do? Again, it's a difficult predicament. It's an interesting situation. I wanted to address and give you my thoughts. I would always love to hear yours, whether you agree or disagree. Again, I'm not saying that I'm an advocate of trading Saquon Barkley, but I don't think it's as crazy as it may have sounded when Boomer Esiason said it. And I don't think it's as crazy as it may play out in some of your heads. Like, how can you trade your best player? But we're going to see, right? That's all I can say. So I wanted to address it. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. And, I forgot to do this. My bad. Well, we'll give a shout out to the sponsors right now. You know, football starts tonight. Miami and Cincinnati. That should be a great game. You want to put some money on the game? You want to put some money on the games this weekend or college football? You go to mybookie.ag. Link is right down in the description below. You guys pick winners all the time. You might as well have some fun with it. Mybookie.ag makes it really easy to win money. You can play prop bets. You can play parlays. You can play straight up bets. There's so many ways to win at mybookie.ag. And you can win just by signing up. And on your first deposit, they'll match up to 100% of it. They will double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000 as long as you use a promo code Baddog. That's Baddog. So if you deposit $200 and you use the promo code Baddog to get $400 to play with, free money, baby. It's nothing better than that. And while you're making your bets, you know what to do. You each just get yourself some Nick's ice cream. You're going to watch the game tonight between Miami and Cincinnati. Get you a pint or two of Nick's ice cream, man. It's the best, better for you ice cream. It tastes great. Every flavor is fantastic. Cram bars, which these little ice cream bars are absolutely love. These are amazing. They got snack bars, protein bars, nut bars, all that good stuff. And like I said, their ice cream is better than any that I have had. So go to your local grocery store, get you some Nick's ice cream products. Go to Nicks.com. You can check them out as well. That link's also down in the description. So that's all I got in this video. As always, thank you for watching. Enjoy the football tonight. Leave your comments below. And if you made it this far, you're an absolute trooper. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see if we're talking Giants probably tomorrow night. It's Bad Diggity Dizzle. Enjoy Thursday, everybody. I'm out. Peace.